Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Dennis. So this video isn't about anything really, but it is a little bit about trying to solve a problem with a computer that just doesn't want to be solved. So we're going to move over to the computer that I've been working on, show you what I've done, show you what I'm working toward, and maybe in the end you can tell me, have you ever experienced this before and how did you solve it? Here we go. Alright, so this is the motherboard I've been working on. So I've swapped out power supply, hooked up everything to it, and when you start it up, it'll get to the point where it's like, okay, you're going to install Windows. But then it'll crash repeatedly. And I've even been so far that it was unstable, but if you go right to the BIOS, you can still do the Q flash and update the BIOS. So I bought new memory, power supply. I was able to update the motherboard BIOS. It took it, everything worked fine. And now we're just stuck at the Windows load screen again. So at this point, I don't really know what I'm going to do next. I mean, I'm going to swap out the graphics card. I'm like 99.9% sure that it's okay. However, maybe it's not. We'll find out, but I'm pretty sure it's not. So, have you ever got to the boot sequence where you see Windows load and it gets to the part where it asks you what region you're at and then it just crashes? It will also do the automatic repair, but it can't complete it. So these are all interesting scenarios. I am slowly divulging, getting through each of these steps to see what could possibly be going wrong. And I've swapped out with new M.2 drives, everything. So I've got a few scenarios left to try. But if you have ever come across this in anything you've watched, give me your feedback, as I would really appreciate it. So I know it's not much of a video. It really doesn't cover anything, except that I'm using the Straight Power 12 1500 watt Be Quiet power supply. It's an 80 plus titanium. I know it's good. The previous power supply was also good, so I know it's not that. I swapped two different ones. But yeah, I'm very perplexed as to what is going on. It's got all the power it can need. It's got everything. And yeah, nothing seems to be solving the problem. But let me know what you found, what has helped you, things like that. Now, when I did the Q flash, we also learned something from this at least. I used a USB stick. Now, when I plugged the USB stick in, no matter what I did in the BIOS to do the Q flash, it wouldn't update. It would simply say it couldn't find the file. And what I realized is the USB stick I had would not let me go Fat32. So I had to find a much older USB stick, put it on that, and then it works. So if you're having a problem that your USB stick is not working and you can't update your BIOS, switch it out. Get one that's just USB 2.0 and it's got enough room to put the BIOS on it, and try that. And make sure it's Fat32 before you put the file on there, and everything should go smoothly. So at least there's that. Alright, so that's the problem I'm working on. Thankfully, I have lots of time because it's Christmas to kind of sink into the basement and work on my project and figure out what's going on and ultimately solve the problem. I will come back once I've solved it to let you know how I solved it, because it's pretty complexing. And there might be others of you out there that have this issue and nobody's been able to solve it for you. So once I figure it out, I'll do a video and let you know exactly what I did. I mean, I've even gone into the BIOS, loaded default values, that didn't work. Tried turning off CSM support, that didn't work. On and on and on. And none of those changes have seemed to work yet. But I don't think it's the motherboard anymore, because at first I thought it was that. Once I knew it took the BIOS and it was able to update through Q flash, it all worked. And let me know in the comments if you want to just see a video on how to update a gigabyte motherboard using Q flash with everything on it, because a lot of videos show them with just the motherboard and no CPU, no nothing. This is with everything on it and it works. Alright, so let me know if you need that. Thanks for watching. give me a thumbs up if you find it interesting, or even if you don't, if you just like the channel. There's a lot of other stuff you can look on. You can look at the previous video. It was pretty good, actually, the product. If you're new to everything about subscribing, hit that bell for notifications so videos as they come up in the future. And as always, thanks for watching.